Hello and welcome to this Online College of Coding video tutorial series. This is video 1 in the series of Breaky blocks intermediate in GameMaker. In this video, we're creating a paddle that can be controlled by the mouse. Before watching this video, it's recommended you've seen the series on intermediate programming concepts and the introduction to GameMaker videos as well. Let's get started. To make Breaky blocks, we're going to be using GameMaker. If you've already worked through the Getting Started with GameMaker and Introduction to GML tutorials, then your GameMaker theme will be set to GM8. Otherwise, we're going to change that now so that what I'm doing looks like what you're doing because I like GM8. Let's create our project. To create our project, we need to choose a directory. Somewhere on your H drive will do. And we need to give it a name. I'm going to call mine Breaky blocks. Then press create. Once GameMaker appears, go to the File menu and go down to Preferences. And right in the bottom corner, select GM8 as your skin. Press OK. And to apply that change, we need to restart GameMaker. So just hit the cross, save your changes, and we'll be back. When restarting GameMaker, to get back into your Breaky Blocks project, just browse these recent projects here and Breaky Blocks should be on the top. Here we are in GameMaker with the GM8 skin. And to get straight into the Breaky Blocks project, first thing we're going to do is make the most interactive part of the game, the paddle that we control. So firstly, we'll import a sprite so that when we're programming our object, it'll have an image associated to it and there'll be something to actually see. Alright, so click the button here to create a new sprite and give it the name SPR_paddle. Click load sprite and you'll be able to navigate to the folder you have with all of the supplied assets for the Breaky Blocks game. We need to find the paddle. So scroll down and select that and open it. Now set the origin of the paddle to be 58 on the x-axis and 25 on the y, which isn't quite in the middle, but a little bit off center. A sprite's origin is where its position is calculated from. If the sprite's moved to a particular location, then the origin will be the part of the sprite that actually aligns to that location. And turn on precise collision checking. By checking the precise collision checking box, we're telling GameMaker to check the exact shape of the image for a collision, instead of approximating with a rectangle, because it'll try and do that because that's easier. So now we can click OK and save the sprite. Now that sprite's done, we can create the object. Give it the name obj_paddle, and straight away assign it the paddle sprite. We can use the add event button to give our paddle its first event, which is going to be a step event. From the control tab on the right, drag in and execute code action, and when the code editor appears, type the following line of code. Quick and simple, x equals mouse_x. Don't forget the semicolon. So this step event is going to be run every frame of the game. It's the perfect spot to add code that'll update the position and movement of the paddle. By setting the paddle's x to the value of the mouse x, the paddle's going to follow the mouse across the screen, but only on the x-axis. So we just have to place the paddle in a room now, and we're okay to test. To do this, we need to create a room. The room name can stay at room 0, but go to the Objects tab, and make sure Object Paddle is visible here, and just click in the room somewhere. It doesn't really matter where we place the paddle at the moment because we're just testing. There you go. The paddle follows the mouse across the screen. I always find it interesting that something that sounds complex, like making an object follow the mouse, can be done with one line of code. Well done for making it to the end of the first part of the Breaky Blocks tutorial series. In the next video, we're going to be adding a background to our game. See you then.